Hi, I'm Dr. Aruna Chauhan, a Canadian certified career counselor and an educator with more than a decade experience. In this video, I'm going to talk about tips for interview presentation. Well, presentations are an increasingly common feature of the interview processes nowadays, and how to deliver a winning interview presentation is really an art. And employers may ask you to prepare a short presentation on a chosen topic, or they let you pick your own. Basically, the recruiter want to gauge your strengths in areas such as creativity, organization, project management, or communication skills. So, interview presentations, these presentations give you a chance to pitch your skills and showcase your knowledge about the position. So, delivering an exceptional presentation will put you a step ahead of other candidates. So, while preparing for your presentation, here are a few tips that you can keep in your mind while preparing. The first one is crystal clear structure. That's very much important. When I talk about crystal clear structure, it means I'm talking about three things. One, your introduction. Second, the body of the presentation. And third is your conclusion. So, when I talk about introduction, it should be very captivating. Your introduction should briefly sum everything about you and your presentation objectives and why it is relevant to your audience. That's much more important. To make your presentation more interesting, you can ask a question in the beginning, or you can tell a story, or you can share some fact, or you can use humor to just spark interest in the presentation. And then there should be a body that's winning body. This is where you present the main details of your topic. So the information here shows that you are the best candidate for the job. So talk about the company's goal and how you will help to achieve them. That's very, very important. You need to align your achievements and your contribution to the company's mission and goals. And then comes the winding part. That's the conclusion. It should be very memorable. So, what do you want your recruiter to remember about you? Here, you should represent your key takeaways about the topic or about your presentation. So, likewise, briefly tell them about your skills, experience, your expertise in different field, and your past achievement. So they may know that why they should hire you. Research the company and the position before the interview. So that's equally important. So companies, websites, various social media channels, and make acquaintance with the employee is important. Resources for the research company, you can find them on their website, you can find them on their social media channel, and throughout your research, you will come to know the company's operations, who are their market competitors, what are the goals, mission, and vision of the company, and the most important things, what are the corporate ethics of that company. So, find out the industry the company operates, the major players. That's very important. So, doing this will help you to know a lot about company. So now the question arises, what are other ways to get information? Of course, the company's website and social media channels are good starting points. You can also look for the news, blogs. Third party sites can provide you information about the company, um, what are the various services companies providing, and what they are renowned for. So this little information will help you to determine subject relevant to the company and the areas you should focus on. So it will also impress your recruiter. Not only that, but it also shows that you are prepared to be a part of the organization's culture. That's very important. The next step here is Use graphics for data visualization. That's important. As mentioned before, instead of giving them oral information, it's always good to give them visual presentation. So, by using a range of formats like graph, statistics, diagrams, video clips, and images, you can easily maintain audience attention and get your points across. The recruiter will be happy, and without any confusion, the things will be crystal clear in front of their eyes. It further shows that you are very focused and clear cut in your understanding. And these type of people are searched by the companies. Next tip is be brief and honest. So keep your presentation clear, unique, impactful. As a presenter, one desire recruiter to glance at your slide, gain interest, and listen to you. Hence, it's best to keep your slide short and simple. There should not be much more information. Your slide should not be so lengthy. Restrict yourself 4 to 5 slides for a 5 minute presentation. And if your presentation is of 10 minutes or it's more than 10 minutes, it's of 15 minutes, just adjust your your slides as well as your information as per the time limit. It shows that you are organized. It's further, I would like to say that be careful not to load too much information on your slides. If your presentation requires more details, I will suggest you can provide them the hard copy handouts. It will be much more better than making a heavy slides with much more information. Next step here is highlight your creativity and technical skills. So, PowerPoint is the medium that's mostly used by the companies and the individuals around the world. And I think it's the most widely recognized presentation tool. Indeed, some employers will specifically require you to demonstrate your PowerPoint skills if the company doesn't clarify this. So, I think you should consider other format too. For example, Prezi is a unique way to create presentation in a non-linear 3D format, allowing you to zoom in and out of different bullet point as you present. It gives the things more specific and a clear cut view. For something very simple and effective, I will suggest one more method, that's Google presentation. It's a good alternate to PowerPoint. So you can use any media. It will good to use different to show your creativity and your technical skills. But of course, it depends upon your situation, because sometimes the employers, they have mentioned use PowerPoint slides. So then you need to just use the one of these different modes as per your situation. The next step here is manage your time. So make sure your presentation fill the amount of time you have been given. If it's too short, and it may appear you have not put enough efforts into that, and if it's too long, then you risk criticism of your organization abilities. So it's always good to rehearsal of your finished presentation more than once. It will help you. Frame stories. In most of the presentations, there are a few points that's related to your achievement or how you handle the difficult situation. Here, it's always good to frame some stories related to different situations in your past job. It shows your ability and your potential, how good you were in handling your job. So it's always good to add a few stories into that. It creates not only interest among the recruiters, rather it adds point to your getting selected. So, the second tip here is organization skills. That's very important. When you make your slide, always start with your first with any message, and then your education, then skills. Don't forget to mention the objectives of the presentation in the very first slide. So, start with the objectives, then your education, your skills, achievement, your past experience, and don't forget to add a slice that is related to how you are going to contribute to the company's mission, vision, and goal. The next tip here is your body language. You need to take care of that. Smile and make eye contact. So, if when I say eye contact, it should not be staring, it should be positive eye contact. It helps you to build a sort of rapport with your recruiter and a good sense of involvement. Smiling also builds trust. It reveals that you appreciate your recruiters and the opportunity given to you. The next tip we have is attention to detail. So, in your presentation, do remember never mention anything that's opposite to your resume or your covering letter. The information you have already given them in the form of your resume and covering letter, it should align with your information slide. That's important. So, next tip here is follow presentation guideline. So, while preparing for your big day, always stick to the employer's rules for the interview presentation. For example, if they ask you to use PowerPoint slides or the time limitation, always follow the given instructions and the topic, of course. The last tip here is practice. So, your interview presentation is a critical stage in the recruiting process, and having an excellent delivery will solidify your chances of getting the job. So, it should be flawless. So, it can be possible with the practice, practice, and more practice. Hope all these tips are going to help you while preparing for your big day. Thank you for watching the video.